How would you define a Karen if you had to, like, you were under oath? You had Merrick Garland, sir, under oath, define a Karen. And they're trying to put you in prison for talking ill of Kamala Harris. What would be your definition? Like, you're sitting there, again, under oath, lie detector on, shock treatment. I think this picture would be one of the definitions, right? No doubt in my mind. Let's see if the tech works better than last shit show.
Okay, so I want to finally straighten something up. I'm sick and tired of Trump supporters calling me a Karen. You have no idea what that means. A Karen is privileged, entitled,
Right.
microaggressive racism, anti vax. Who does that sound like? The Trump administration, Trump followers? You're
Listen, you dumb fuck. Trump came up with the vax. Warp speed? Anyone? I mean, come on. I love the definite. I mean, that image right there. Back to my question. Harken back. How would you define a Karen? Bam, right there. Bam. Remember that? What show was that? Oh, it was, hold on. Bam. What do you call it? Damn. Hangover. This is a Karen right here. Like, they pick and choose, like, the vax is bad. When Trump did. Now it's good now. I mean, these fucking people, man. It's priceless. Like, I'm not too stupid to fucking forget that warp speed was Trump's baby. Am I against Trump? No. Do I think he got suckered in? Absolutely. Do I stand with the vax come on YouTube? Absolutely. I stand with it. 100% safe and effective. Wink, wink. Did I take it? You fucking think I'm nuts? Here's another one. Here's another one. I mean, the image, right? It's a haircut. You go in, you walk into the beauty parlor, and you say, "Hey, I want a haircut. What are you looking for?" "Dude, you're bald." "No, no, not me. Sorry, this lady. I want a Karen haircut." And they go, "Karen special coming right up. Pudgy face, too much, too much prednisone, nose ring, of course. I'm sure there's an ankle tattoo somewhere. What do you think? You think there's an ankle tattoo?" 100%. 100%.
How about we all mass support Republicans and MAGA and keep the illegals because they know how to treat people, unlike MAGA.
Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. Mass support Republic. What is a Republic? Here's the thing, okay? Let's use a couple examples, if you allow me. Elon Musk, RFK, Tulsi Gabbard. What were they? What did they have in common? They were all Democrats, right? Democratic Party left them. They went so far left, you're like, I wouldn't call them MAGA. I don't call myself MAGA because I call myself Archie Bunker, all right? I've been around way before Trump was a thing. I have the same principles I had way before. I don't want to pay for your shit. I don't want forever wars. You take care of yourself. I don't want to take care of your family. I don't want illegals here I don't know. It's real simple. MAGA, I don't even know what that means. And I get it. I don't want to be lumped into a group. It's like I don't have tattoos. I don't wear rings. I wear distinctive clothing. So I don't be lumped into a group. Because I think a lot of the people that jumped on the MAGA train, I find to be cringe as shit. Like, oh, I'm MAGA. We got Benny Johnson, who we worked for BuzzFeed a day ago. Now, can people flip? Absolutely. I think Benny's a good man. Tim Pool, Bernie bro. Well, he's okay. That's cool. I get it. I don't want to be labeled into a group, though, ultimately, because most of the shit I see about MAGA, CPAC are a bunch of dorks. Like, I wouldn't be friends with them. We're not hanging out. Those are kids I wasn't friends with when I was in high school. I'm not changing my pattern. Am I being elitist scumbag? Maybe. I just not. But we can agree on a lot of things. I don't want to pay for your shit. I don't want forever wars. I don't want illegals. I don't want to talk about a female penis. I shouldn't hear that word out of your mouth. Don't want to do it. I don't want you taking more money from me. No, thank you. Stay out of my life. Leave me the fuck alone. Don't take money from me. Okay? No wars, no taxes that I don't approve of, no open border. So don't lump me in, crazy bitch. Talking to her. Oh, God, here's the party right here, right? Here's the party. Now, if you haven't, this channel, Scuttlebutt, as much as I appreciate you guys, I started this. Thank you for following me. If you follow me at Odin's Men years ago, you know the saga. If you don't, I was demonetized. Man, I was killing it, wasn't I? 20 million views in a month. I was doing well. Thank you for watching the garbage. Long story short, Scuttlebutt, I was trying to do news. I got monetized or different ownership, blah, blah, blah. They found out who I was. I'm a thought criminal. They demonetized it again, blah, blah, blah. To my point, I got remonetized. Jameson's Travel did the good graces. And I'm starting a new channel, fresh. What's it going to be, you may ask? Well, it's going to be an assortment of my rants and Archie Bunker takes. A little bit of news, not a lot. You got good people do that stuff. Good people. Some culture war stuff. So go to Greenface Media on YouTube. There's no videos, you say? No, there's none yet. I'm going to do it. Keep saying 1,300 people, man. Thank you. Do me a favor. Let's get back to this weirdo. Okay. I like to take this to my neighbor. He's a good litmus test. Works a lumber yard. 63. Born in Appalachia. Maybe went to high school. I don't know. Well, he's a good dude. Solid as shit. And say, hey, Dave, what do you think of this guy right here? If he saw, what do you think of this person? Dave would go. He doesn't say a lot. He'd look at me and go, He's chain smokes. He's a fucking hardworking man. Farmer. Go, what is going on here? That's what I should do. Shouldn't I? I should take these images and put it right in front of normal people. Like, in a sentence, tell me what you think of this person. A sentence. Go.
Hey, neighbor. I'm here.
Hey, neighbor.
I'm genderqueer. I want you to know that you are amazing. You deserve every single human right allotted to you because you are human.
That's the part where they lose me. Human right. Yeah, okay. Like 15 years ago? Okay. Then they explain human rights. They define that and they go, I deserve a house with air conditioning, gigabyte internet. I deserve to be fat fuck. So I want you to pay for my food. I deserve free college. I deserve free healthcare. I deserved a basic income, universal basic income. So you want me to pay for all of your shit? Well, yeah, absolutely. That's my human right. Whoa. As I said before, Archie Bunker. I'm out. I'm not doing it. No, thank you. Fuck off, lady. Dude, he, shim, whatever. I don't know. Not trying to be hateful and harmful. That's why I got demonetized 2.5 years ago. I'm back in it, though. Thank you, YouTube. But I'm just confused as a normal guy. I don't know what to do. And I think this is all great. We could be friends, but I don't want to pay for any of this shit. None. Don't force me to say your pronouns. Don't force me to do your thing. Just leave me alone. Let me be me. I won't mess with you. You don't mess with me. Like the Godfather, as long as your interests don't, I wish you well, as long as your interests don't infringe on my interests. Right?
That's no matter who you are. That doesn't matter if you're an immigrant. Doesn't matter if you're queer. Doesn't matter if you're trans. Doesn't matter where you're from. Just because you're human. And that's what my ancestors meant when they were on the Continental Congress. That's what my ancestors were looking for when they landed on Plymouth Rock. That's why my ancestors were the colonial assholes they were. Because they were looking for the freedom to be who they were. And they found that here with the indigenous people of America. Now they were assholes. And once they found it, they were mean to indigenous people of America.
God, how many pills is this one on? Okay. Let me give you a little tidbit hot shot on the screen, this woman. People do one thing very well. In history, we subjugate one another. That's what we do, right? So we took people, the freed slaves from here. We had Liberia. We stuck them over. What they do? Freed slaves. Liberia, country, look it up. AI that. What'd they do? They subjugated the other Africans. So wake up, honey. Time to get in. Come in for the big win. We subjugate one another. Now we just do it with financial instruments and AI and computers. Right? Tell people everything's racist. The system's out to get you. What do? You just bitch and moan. Instead of going, hey, I should just work hard and hope for the best and be a decent person. Put the time in. If I'm at a dead-end job, try to find a way out of it, get a side hustle, do whatever I can, save money to get ahead. I know everything's racist. No, have you focused on racism or sexism or some ism? The distraction theory, right?
But we are now older and wiser than them, right? It's been a while. Let's clean up our act.
Bitch, you ain't wiser than your ancestors. I can look at this whole image right here. You got a tattoo on your chest, which means nothing. I'm not a tattoo guy. I find most of them to be stupid. Let me explain myself. I don't want something 10 years ago when I was in the Marine Corps, I didn't get one. I'll change my mind. I don't want it on my body all the time. Now, if you have them, cool. You dig them. I love to hear tattoo stories. Like, I like seeing them when people can tell me a story. And I'm fascinated by it. like artwork. A buddy of mine, the Marine Corps, having beautiful thing got in the Philippines. Every time he'd go, he got it back, boom, boom, boom. Every time he'd go on Westpac. It's beautiful. It's not my thing. This means nothing to her. Like he had a story behind it. It was a whole thing. Do I want one? No. Look at her. She's so strong.
No is a one-word sentence.
God, enough's enough already. Have you seen this Starbucks thing? So you got a bunch of children working there. And Starbucks, some way or the other, came up with, we need to have a dress code. Like you can't wear stuff that says, I hate Trumpers. I hate people who support Trump. Or one that says, I support, Gaza. I hate Israel. You can't have that. We don't want you wearing that in our store. Okay. We just don't want you wearing it because it offends some customers. Okay. Just don't do it. We want you to take the masks off when you're working here because you don't need to wear a mask anymore. Because customers like to see a face and a human. And like people like me, I'm deaf. So I need to see your lips sometimes to understand what you're saying. Right. It's fair. No. We're gonna revolt. Honey, you're a fucking serve coffee and you're a cashier. I can teach anybody to do your job. Okay? Stop revolting. Like they're like, it's a workers' revolt. You don't run a factory here. You hand out coffee in a cash register. I can teach another monkey to make the coffee and the cappuccino and squish it into a container. What leverage do you think you have here? Well, none, of course.
Starbucks has not bargained with our union over these dress code changes. Therefore, we do not accept this dress code. Workers United has also sent a letter to Starbucks demanding that the new dress code not be implemented at union-represented stores until bargaining concludes. Starbucks is legally required to bargain with workers at union stores over changes to their working conditions. Unilateral changes are not legal. If the new dress code is implemented at our store, or if workers are disciplined for wearing face masks, we will be forced to take escalating action. Thank you, the union partners at 36 in May.
Let me translate what escalating action means. It means they're going to burn down the store. That's what they'll do. This is the Antifa crowd, right? This mask thing has gone way too far. In other words, they commit crimes. You wear a mask and you go, I'm worried about COVID. I'm like, okay, you're outside, dude. Stop with the mask. And then I kind of like it, me personally. I do like it because I know who the lunatics are. I go to a store and they're wearing a mask. Unless you're an old person or you had chemotherapy, and this was a thing before when somebody's really old and ill, they just didn't go around people. And if they did, they just go, hey, I want to go to church. I'm not wearing a mask because I'm not weird. Or somebody had chemo or were sick. You just stayed at home. You got better. That was a thing. These people, it's a thing up in the cabeza, though, right? They're a little off. Well, a little unique here. I actually like seeing it, so I know to stay away from them because there's no point to wear it now. There was no point to start with, right? We know that. I stand by the WHO, blah, 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 whatever. Look at the YouTube, Google it, AI it. I'm doing this because I'm on YouTube. Go to the WHO and find out the NIH or whatever. Figure that out. Okay, is that caveat enough? Me personally, I don't like that. Here's an interesting one. So you know how you meet somebody, say there's an incident, right? Say there's an incident. Hey, by the way, thank everybody on Locals. Locals kept this machine going. Jameson.locals.com. Those are the ride or die people. When I was demonetized, when I had nothing, when I was just about to say hell with it. You guys have followed me a long time. I'm glad, appreciate you. They stuck with me, gave me $5 a month to keep, to show, hey, we're interested enough to keep the machine going. Otherwise, you just stop. All right, back to my point. Did you ever see an incident on TV? Like, I don't know. Let me give you an example. When one of Trayvon Martin or George Floyd, one of these things, sad, right? You can go with me. And the news comes out and says this young black person was killed by a cop and he shouldn't have been. It's the stories that the way they lay out the story, you go, wow, that's really sad, right? That shouldn't have happened. Okay, let's say it. Just go with me. And then you see people that are crying about it and you go, well, hold on a second. Did that happen to you, your family? But no, I'm just crying. And then days later, they're crying about it. And then 3 weeks later, they're crying about it. You're like, how can you be that upset? You don't know the person, right? You've ever seen that example? They're crying about something that doesn't affect them. And you want to think it affects them somehow, like maybe it happened to their brother or something. No. I often thought, maybe I'm a sociopath. I don't feel anything. Like I feel bad for the parents, maybe if your young boy or girl was taken out and the portrayal is the cops did it. maliciously. I try to find a way to connect with these people. Like, am I a sociopath? I don't care at all. At all. So now saying all that, watch this.
How are people sleeping? Like, I am losing sleep over this. There are thousands, hundreds of thousands of people dying, like starving to death. And we're all just going on with our normal lives.
Well, you ain't one of them, honey. Okay, my youngest daughter got this kind of thought process for a tad bit when she was a senior in college. I'm like, oh God, get rid of the police. I'm like, who's going to take care of the shit that goes on in poor neighborhoods? Social workers. I'm like, really? What are they going to do? What's the domestic violence? I mean, come on. And then I realized, just don't even talk about it. Love her to death. I'm like, she's gotten a little better. I just don't talk. I don't care. I grew up poor. I want social workers. Give me a break.
And there's babies screaming and crying because they don't have any milk. They have no food.
And if there's a baby, I'm going to say this and piss off a lot of people. A baby, sub 6 months. They have milk. It's called mother. It's a breast. Am I crazy? Did I piss you off? I raised cattle, right? Long time. My wife and I. If that mama don't make milk and feed that baby, she's gone, man. Gone. Because even the shittiest mothers, the milkers, right? They make milk. Like the shittiest cows I got, like a young heifer, never had a calf before. They'll make milk. Now, the calf may not grow the same, right? Because it's not getting as much milk. And then you look at them and you go, I'm going to get rid of her. She doesn't milk like she should. The calf didn't grow. So don't tell me there's no milk. What the fuck is she talking? I mean, can we just ask the question? Babies, they get no milk. Does the mother have a tit? I'm being crass as hell. I'm sorry.
What the fuck are we doing?
What are we doing?
If you are not standing against this, you are a part of this. What do we do? I am just some fucking mom in Nevada. I don't know what to do to help. Please, someone tell me, what do we do? I'm sitting here watching China dropping food, and we're doing nothing but supplying military arms. Like, what the fuck are we doing? I just put my little baby, 18-month-old baby, to sleep after a full tummy in a warm bed. And there are babies covered in flies, fucking starving. And we're just over here, just fucking living our lives. Please.
Okay, that's an example of something bad happened to her that day, and that babies with flies. Remember years ago, shit, not Somalia. What was it? Ethiopia. Remember that? Like in the 90s, little kids with the bellies, feed the world. Remember that? Remember it was feed the world. Now it's that same group of people who say we should have decreased population. Remember feed the world, the song? And now these people are like, decrease the population. The same people. Anyway, so she saw something on an ad like poor babies dying with flies in their eyes. That is, I 100% sad. What the fuck are we going to do about it? We were giving inordinate amount. We still to this day support these countries. All the technology for them to grow and these populations to expand rapidly has been on these hybrid GMO type of crops and shit that are drought resistant, bug resistant. I know you hate GMOs. I do too. But that's how we've gotten things that grow with little water, or they're bug resistant, or you can keep pests out, or herbicides. You spray them with glyphosate so they don't. I know it's all bad, but it did grow a population to where we're at. Like all these crazy inventions in agriculture tech. Ah, God, that's off on a tangent, isn't it? There's a lot of people like this. I don't understand that they just trigger on something, and I'm like, all right, okay. Here's a good one. And so what I'm doing here, my fine friends, I start the show here, in case you don't know, and then I finish it on locals, because those people do keep the machine going. Otherwise, I would just do videos. I would not do live streams, because live streams are dangerous, man. I'll tell you why. You can't control what you say, in that if you do a video, you can edit it out. YouTube may ban me or demonetize me. And real quick, why demonetization matters. Obviously, I want to make bank, right? No, but why it matters is then your content doesn't get shown. And if you're going to do this, we want people to see it who are interested in what you have to say. If they don't want to, cool. But when you got subscribers, you can't see it, and then it goes nowhere. And then you're not getting paid to do it. Why the fuck would you spend your time with it? And your stuff goes nowhere. So that's why it matters. So it's really dangerous live streams. People like me. All right. So if you're looking at this image right here, and you tell this person, besides a heavy whiskey drinker, with a big nose, like you see the nose. So I think, boy, it's one of those Pat situations, right? Like Saturday Night Live Pat. I wouldn't know. I guess since they're not at a barbershop, I'd think, okay, maybe it's a woman. Like truly, I could see the misgendered part here. Okay, I don't think this is a transmission McKay. I think it's just a person who really has got unique characteristics where you're like, oh man, what do I say here? So I'm tired of being misgendered. That'd be a bitch, wouldn't it? Like you're just a decent person. You got this weird genetic lottery where you look kind of in between. All right, let's see it. Let's take a gander.
What do you want to do? I'm not sure because I've had essentially this type of haircut.
Okay, if I heard the person, I'm thinking woman. How you're being misgendered, I don't know. Maybe they want to be considered male. I don't think that's the case with this one. But I hear the voice. I said, woman. I think just a really unattractive woman. But I don't think this one's really unhinged. They just want to be thought of as a woman.
For like 30 years, just the androgynous lesbian thing after the mullet. Love it. The last person I was going to, we were kind of going for a faux hawk, but I don't think I can pull that off.
No.
I get misgendered all the time, which is, I'm used to that. That's no big deal. But I would like something that gives some kind of indication that I am woman, even though they don't see these and I don't know where they pecs. No, but they totally ignore that and just go right to my head. Of course. My gray hair is so fine and I don't have a whole lot of it and it just twigs out and by the end of the day after I've been sweaty it just is like that. Like, oh God.
This person seems pretty decent, right? We'll get to, I'm sure there's cringe here, but interesting problem, right? Whiskey nose, overweight, there's boobs, but you could think it's a fat dude, like too much soy or something. The voice though, do you really think, I guess if they walk into the store, right? You're working at Starbucks and you're bitching about your clothing and you see them and you go, ooh, how can I help you, ma'am? Sir, I don't know. To me, it looks woman. I would never think man ever. And that's what the person wants to be thought of as a woman.
You like an edgier look?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the mohawk would be a great haircut for you.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because.
Wait. The person wants to be seen as like a woman. They're gonna have a mohawk. What in the fuck is this guy talking about?
I can clipper the sides to be short because it looks like you like it pretty short.
Yeah.
I can shave little points that indicate a little bit more feminine.
Okay.
And then I can put the V to the back of the occipital.
Okay.
Which, in my opinion, is a little more feminine rather than like a full hawk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that you would disagree with?
No.
All
Great.
of it.
Yay.
Let's do it.
Right.
What pronouns do you go by?
She, her. Great.
Okay, do you think that looks better? Let's take a look. This is pretty, like you got an ant like this, right? I could see this happen. This isn't too cringy. All right, this is the cut before, right? All right. Okay. I don't know. I think it does make him look more feminine, right? Unless you're like a 22-year-old man who wears their hair. I don't know. What do you think? Chat? Anyone? Bueller? What do you think? I think it helps, honestly. Let's see. I don't know. This is kind of not cringy as normal. Let's see the back. All right, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Seemed like a decent lesbian chick. Fine. I'm going to land the plane on this. I'll land the plane on this one. None of this. Okay. You hear those stories on the internet? And I remember now. My white privilege card, I retired early, not to do nothing, but was able to retire, sold a business, right? Did well enough that I could travel around. You know, I did side shit and I got into YouTube, was making that big time money. Now it was fun. And so I traveled around a lot, is my point, in an RV. Stay all sorts of places, right? So from smallest South Dakota town to Seattle to Denver to, all over, West Virginia. I saw a lot of people, all sorts of people. Ones you consider redneck, white trash, ghetto, bop, the whole list. I hear these stories and none of it's true. None of these stories are ever true.
Trump has taken office, all three of these things have happened to me in the small red rural county that I live in. The last two have happened in the past 10 days, both of them. About a week after he took office, I was at my local Food Lion. I was just looking cute, and a man just followed me around, calling me a dyke, yelling at me, "Dyke, dyke, dyke, what you doing, dyke?" And I, asked him to leave me alone. "What you gonna do about it, dyke?" So I just fucking left because I can't take on a man by myself. Next.
Okay, none of that's true at all. If I see her, I don't think she's a lesbian. I just look at her and go, okay, it's just a woman with a bunch of shit in her face and tattoos. Let's say she was with their wife. I always have a hard time saying that. I still do. And that makes me old, right? I don't have a hard time, like, it doesn't bother me to say it. It just doesn't enter my head. Like, is it a natural thing? Considering what Oberfell was 2015, so it's been 10 years. It still doesn't enter in my head to say to a woman, you're your wife. It's like a weird changing my language. And again, do I really care? No, not really at all. But it does take some time for me. So let's say she was with her wife. She's at Walmart. Like, you're not going to know she's lesbian unless you see her with a, well, I'm not going to know at all, ever. So this isn't true. If she's with her wife, come on.
Next, I was recently at a sporting goods store for work. I go into places and ask about if they're hiring and to speak to the hiring manager. And a man approached me and asked me if he could buy me a gun. I said, no, I don't want a gun. He said, oh, please let me buy you a gun, a pink gun. And he like points to a gun. It's pink. And he's like, it's only $250.
Okay. You're at a sporting goods store. Man approaches you. Can I buy you a gun? Come on. This is like my wet dream. Man approached me at a sporting goods store. Can I buy you a gun, sir? I'm like, absolutely you can. Yes, let's go to buy it together. Okay, come on.
I said, why don't you just give me $250 then? And then he yelled at me, called me a greedy whore so loudly that people turned around to look at me in the store.
No.
As I walked away,
No.
he followed me to my car. Today, I'm having a meeting for work, and 30 minutes of this hour-long meeting was spent hearing how lesbians shouldn't get to serve in the military because of their mental illness. And if he can't serve because he's type 1 diabetic, then lesbians shouldn't get to serve because they're mentally ill. And I so calmly...
No one said that. Nobody said that to her. Remember, I'm old, as you know. I was in before Don't Ask, Don't Tell. So for those you don't know, that was before when you couldn't be gay in the military. You could not be gay. Then Clinton came out with Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I got out around that time. Okay, just context. Was there lesbians or gays? I'm sure. Did people talk? But I didn't. That's the guys I hung out with. And we went out and tried to hook up with girls. We didn't talk about sexuality because it wasn't a thing. I don't know anybody. Like, say I was in. Do I think that statement's absolutely not? Now, the other people who fix transmissions for a living, that's a different story. I won't talk about that.
Patiently, even though I'm physically shaking. I explained to him, I'm like, do you like type 1 diabetics? You know, they can go into diabetic coma. That poses a risk. Lesbians, even if they're acting lesbian and like fraternizing, are not posing a risk to anybody. Do you see how that's different? No, he refused to see how that was different. It was just
such a dumb fuck. Fraternizing. Okay, you don't fraternize among your employers at work if you're in the military. Just don't do it. Like, that's why it worked with a bunch of dudes, because at most point they weren't gay and they weren't trying to hook up with each other. That's why it worked. When you stick a platoon size group of guys, right? Say it's 40 dudes, whatever it is. They're not trying to hook up with each other, generally speaking. Okay. That's why it works. Now, if you take 20 women, 20 men in a platoon, they're on a ship, say at a MU or something, Marine Expeditionary Unit or something, people are going to hook up. It's just what's going to happen. 100%. So it does create complications. That's why every athletic endeavor has got men's, women's showers. They're separate. Like, you know, if I'm 19 and I'm playing football, or say I'm playing soccer, and women's soccer teams in there, we're showering together. I'm attracted to women. I'm probably going to have not uncontrollable, stiffy. Let's be honest here. What is she talking about?
30 minutes of lesbian hate. And to top it all off, he tells me that he's once stabbed a mouse with a pocket knife to put it out of its misery in front of an audience at work. So that's what life's like for me. How about you guys? So all three of these men were confirmed MAGA.
Right. They're all confirmed MAGA. All three were confirmed MAGA. How do you confirm that? What's the process there? I said, hey, Joya, how did you confirm the MAGA part? I looked at him. I knew. No, but how did you confirm that? Either voting records? No. Did they have a MAGA hat on? Well, since he's lying, and the answer would be, yeah, MAGA shirt, MAGA hat. Trump's, they had, what are those sunglasses, big fat ones, what are they called? That people wear? They're like white trash sunglasses. Yeah, that's how I knew.
The two who approached me in public were in their, red cap.
Okay,
What
two.
are we calling those? I don't know. But I feel like there's a derogatory term I should be using, and I'm not sure what it is. Someone let me know.
Yeah, just the whole thing is stupid, derogatory, and gay. Let's start with that. Well, I'm going to land the plane here, YouTube and Rumble people, but this is about my go to locals. Let's look at this. This is long, but bottom line, and we'll get to this on locals. So you got all these gingers. I used to be a ginger. They're doing this thing where they're simping for black folks in America because they're ginger, and there's some correlation and how they took advantage of black. There's a whole weird thing. You know who Ariella Scarcelli is? I did a collab with her. We talked about this white guilt thing. It's a white guilt thing in a nutshell. Let me land the plane in a fucking nutshell. All right, thank you, YouTube people. If you be so kind, and Rumble people, thank you very much for your time. Anybody ever challenge you to take away from the value of your attention? That's the biggest thing we're all hunting for. Green face media. This picture right here, I had a bunch of these. I was in San Francisco, the Chinatown. There's these men smoking cigarettes one after the other. They were so interesting. This guy was fascinating right here. I took that. He was so fascinating. Him and three other guys just smoking. Just OG chain smokers. I loved all of it. It was very weird obsession I had taking pictures of these. It's a weird thing, isn't it? All right, my friends. Until then, thank you very much for your time and eyeballs. Greenface Media or Jameson.locals.com. That's where I'm going right this minute. Thank you for your time, energy,